Eli Wolf was the co-chair of a committee at Brown University that worked to establish acceptance and generosity towards people with disabilities. His dedication to his career um, as an advocate for people with disabilities comes from his own disability as having partial paralysis and um, being wanting to be an athlete and being in athletics and sports like soccer. Um, a lot of what Eli talks about in his uh, TED Talk, is how the Olympics have made like many strides in how they've become more accepting for a bunch of groups, but they forgot about one major category of people, and that is people with disabilities. Um, he explains how um, the description of what kinds of people are included in the Olympics are centered around race, gender, and identity, but not disability. They seem to explicitly leave that out. Um, One might think, how could someone with a disability even compete in the Olympics? Because they are disabled, they are naturally at a disadvantage. Um, However, this is the kind of thinking that they had, um, generally society, in 1936 towards black people and women. They're lesser, they're at a natural disadvantage. But if you apply what we have fixed there to here with disabled people, it should be simple. Um, he also shows this with the title Paralympics, which is what they use to label disabled Olympics, and how it's not a very like inclusive name. The name itself is exclusive towards people with disabilities. No other kind of group of people have a name that is exclusive towards them. Um, Paralympics is almost an implication of lesser, like the people in Paralympics are lesser than the other Olympians. His comment about the glasses are influenced entirely by society, um, and how society sees certain groups, whether or not they can be accepted into certain categories or other activities or groups. The overall glasses that everyone had in 1936 were that of wanting to exclude black people and women. And now it's um, a similar sort of attitude towards people with disabilities. Um, Society has grown to be generally more inclusive to allow black people and women and other groups like that in something like the Olympics. But um, people like Eli Wolf, have made it so that their mission is to leave no stone unturned, and that every group can be accepted into the Olympics. Um, what I see as the future of the inclusion in the Olympics is having it such that not a single person in the entire world could possibly say they could never accept somebody like me. Ideally, there should be not an ounce of exclusion in the Olympics. And until we can solve issues like prejudice or even international conflict, which is a separate subject, we can never fully have inclusion in the Olympics.